92.5 XTU.
Let's talk about some other parts of your career. So now you just finished up a movie, or are you done yet with Mark Wahlberg? Tell us a little bit about that.
I was only there for a day. You know, I was up northwest somewhere, and my agent called and said, hey, you know, they want you to come do a scene in a movie. And she said, you'll need to fly to New Orleans tomorrow and do this. And I said, one scene? And she goes, yeah. And I said, I don't want to fly to New Orleans to do one scene in a movie. I'm not going to do it. She goes, well, you get to throw this guy around the lobby of a hotel. And I said, still, it's not enough. And she goes, but it's Wahlberg that you're throwing around the lobby. I said, okay, I'll go. You know, if I get to sling Wahlberg around a little bit, I'll go do that. And had a blast, man. Peter Berg, who directed that movie, is just, that guy's intense, man.
Yeah.
He made me mad, and he did it on purpose. He wanted me really to get rough with Mark, and I didn't really want to get that rough with him, you know. But Peter Berg wasn't going to take less than that. He wanted the intensity, and he wanted it to look real. He wanted it to be real.
Did Mark care that you got physical?
Nah, he stayed in character the whole day, you know. And the guy that he was portraying, his leg was messed up, his shoulder was hurt, and his face was cut up and stuff. And I mean, he was limping around even when the cameras weren't rolling. He stayed in that place, you know. And so I really didn't want to grab him. I thought the guy was hurt, you know. I told Peter Berg, I was like, man, I really wouldn't attack this guy. I mean, he's already injured. He goes, it doesn't matter. You can't find your son, and nobody's told you anything. And this is the first guy you've seen that get off the rig, so you got to rough him up and get the information out of him. And so I did, you know. And then they had this company man who was supposed to step in between us and break us up. And the scene, we kept doing it. And for whatever reason, it wasn't working. And so Peter Berg comes out there and he goes, what's the problem? And I said, that guy couldn't get me off of him. That's the problem. If I was really on him, that one guy came to get me off of him, he couldn't get me off of him. You need another guy. You need at least two guys, maybe three, to get me off of him.
You got to make it real.
You got to make it look real.
Yeah,
and that little old dude couldn't get me off of him. I'm just telling you. So they got another guy.
So when you go through a physical scene like that, and you guys are physically going at it, I mean, then they say, we got to do it again. Then you got to do it again.
And it got rougher and rougher and rougher.
Sure.
It did.
I'm sure.
And Peter Berg got in my face and started pushing me back and pushing me up against the wall. And, you know, the director, I mean, he really wanted me to go to that place. He wanted me to be mad, you know. And he finally got me there, and I pushed him back and said, get out of my face, you know. I was about to crack him, you know.
Yeah.
He said, there you are. Roll. Action.
That's nice.
Bam. You know.
So now movies are, you're starting to do a lot more movies. What was the movie where you played in Biker Gang? What was that?
The Lincoln Lawyer.
You like that?
I loved it. That was fun. McConaughey was very generous actor. Spent time with me rehearsing scenes. He didn't have to do that, you know, but he was gracious and did that. And